Welcome to episode 67 of Uncovering the Corners of the World podcast. I'm your host, Karina Kasmala. If you haven't listened to episode 66, I highly recommend pausing this episode and listening to episode 66 first. In this episode, episode 67, Cassidy continues to tell me the adventures she had in Georgia when she was searching for the iconic homes and other landmarks that were featured in popular TV shows. She also shared with me her plans for the next TV show/film trip. Do you recommend visiting all the filming locations in and around Atlanta?
I would recommend it if you're like a good fan of like the Vampire Diaries or Stranger Things. Like my mom has not seen either, so she couldn't really enjoy it because she's like, "Oh, where are we off to now?" And it's like, "Oh, Mom, this is a house that Elena lived in," and she's like, "Okay, who's that?" And so yeah, I mean, if you live closer to it, like I wouldn't travel from across the country kind of thing. I would just say if it's in the vicinity or drivable, I would definitely check it out for a free day. It's not like, of course, it's definitely touristy, but there really wasn't a lot of people, so I would go maybe on like one of your free weekdays or something. Check out the surroundings.
Have any plans to visit any other places that appeared in TV shows or were said to take place there?
So I am a big Studio Ghibli fan. Studio Ghibli, I know people are divided on the pronunciation, but my mom and I are planning to visit Japan and South Korea next summer. And so we are going to go to a lot of the places that they say inspired Studio Ghibli films. And we're going to Ghibli Park, which has the models of Studio Ghibli films. And in South Korea, I'm a huge Korean drama fan, so we are going to check out some locations from Crash Landing on You, which is like the biggest K-drama practically of our time. And yeah, we're going to check out that, and I think we're going to go to like some BTS restaurant. We're planning to take our filming location adventure overseas, so we're upgrading.
Awesome. I like how we're going to do this, then we're going to go here, and then we're going to stop at this restaurant. So I
got a planned itinerary. You know me, I'm not a spur of the moment kind of person. My mom is, which annoys me. She's like, "You want to go to Atlanta?" I'm like, "But I have no itinerary planned."
Are you planning for it to be a month-long vacation to Japan?
Well, we were supposed to go to Japan the year I graduated college. It was 2 years ago, but COVID. And because Japan didn't open their doors to tourists actually until October, a couple months ago. And so we want to spend like 10 days in Japan, just see like the major sites, and probably like 5 days in South Korea. We're going to go to Busan and Seoul, just the major sites. And then in Japan, we're going to go to Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, Kyoto, Hiroshima, and Hakata. And then we're going to take the ferry to South Korea.
Wow. You do have an itinerary planned.
Oh, yeah. I got everything. I'm like down to a T to the time. It's just like, not going to say the time, but like roughly. And the restaurants and the attractions, transportation, what we need, paperwork we need to fill out.
Oh my God.
Every name of the hotel, the expenses.
Converting all their, I don't know what's the currency in Japan or South Korea, so.
It's yen in Japan and Korean won in Korea.
Okay. Oh.
Food is so much cheaper in Japan than here.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. Like milk is like 98 cents. I was like, what? And you can get like 36 eggs for like $5.
Like, that's
like, man.
After converting, their currency.
Yes.
Oh.
But the thing is, fruit actually is weirdly expensive in Japan and Korea. Where, like, a watermelon, it costs, like, I don't know how accurate this is now. I was watching, like, a TV documentary, YouTube something about it, and a watermelon was, like, $40.
Wow.
And I was like, what?
I'm assuming it's because the fruits are not local?
Yeah. I would think that, and, like, I was watching this one McDonald's video, and Japan has a very different McDonald's than United States. Mm-hmm. They get their, like, buns from somewhere, their meat from Japan, their lettuce from somewhere, their cheese from somewhere. Like, it's not all here. Right. They have to, like, put it all together. But it's still cheaper than the United States. Somehow. It's going to be fun. My mom and I are going to go, possibly my friend Dakota. Mm-hmm. And we'll see. We're big video game people, so Japan's been my number one for many, many years.
How's your Japanese?
Oh.
Or Korean?
My Korean is a lot better than my Japanese. It's a lot easier to learn Korean than it is Japanese because in Japanese you got the katakana, you got the hiragana, and you got the kanji, which is there's all three different writing systems. In Korea you have one.
Wow.
So I know a couple good statements, I guess, like thank you in Japanese, but my mom is like, you're gonna have to learn for me, and I was like, oh no.
Make sure you have really good internet.
Yeah, Google Translate, like with the recorder up in there.
Oh yeah, or Pocket Diction or like Translator or something.
Yeah, my mom was like, all right, we can go. I'll carry the luggage if you translate. And I was like, okay, I guess. It's just going to go awful, which I'm currently learning Korean, which it's not hard, but, like, I wish I had somebody to speak with, I guess, because you don't know really, if what you're saying is pronounced right, because, right. Duolingo doesn't know.
Unless you're watching Korean TV shows in their language. That might help.
That's how I wanted to learn. Okay. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of just staring at the subtitles. When I go to Korea, there's not going to be subtitles under people's mouths, so I'm going to have to learn.
Best way to do it. I'd like to thank Cassidy for being a guest, and to the listeners who tuned in to listen to part 2 of the Hollywood of the South tour. Besides visiting places that were featured in TV shows and movies, Cassidy writes about the latest Pokemon video game news. Be sure to check out her articles at www.dexerto.com. Have a great week.